Greetings, peace be with you. In this video, I want to explore the idea of who you think you are, right? Do you know who I think I am? It's like, do you know who I think I am? Look, at the end of the day, your identity is a combination of how you think and how you feel, right? How you think is like the language of the mind, right? And how you feel is the language of the body. And how you think and how you feel creates your personality. And as Dr. Joe Dispenza would say, your personality creates your personal reality, right? So who you think you are, your self-image, literally forms a blueprint of what you achieve in life. Everything that you do, everything that you accomplish is not going to exceed your self-image, right? So, it's like your thought leads to a choice, which leads to a behavior, which leads to an experience, of which the end result is an emotion, which then creates a feeling that then feeds back into the thought, right? So the reason that most people stay stuck in that loop of who they think they are, in the box of their identity, is because they cannot think greater than how they feel, right? It's like the reason that anyone does something that they know is not in their best interest, right? The reason that I was engaged in the cycle of self-destructive habits, which whether it involved busting nuts to pixel on the screen, or binging on sugar, or skipping out on my workouts, or watching more TV, or procrastinating on my dreams, on my goals, on my ambitions, even though I knew that this was the right thing for me, right? Something that I continue to explore in my own journey is, why does someone not do something even though they know it's the best thing to do, right? Why can you know what to do but still not do what you know? Well, the reason all comes back to you don't feel like it, right? So in reality, the body is supposed to be the servant of the mind, right? But why is it that, knowing is not enough? We must do, right? We must act. And the reason for this is because our body, our emotions, our feeling has become hacked, right? The dopamine reward system has become hacked. Dopamine is the hormone, is the neurotransmitter that literally motivates our behavior, right? Anything that we do is driven through dopamine, right? Our habits become our character, and our habits are actually a dopamine driven feedback loop, okay? So it's like a habit starts with a trigger. There's something in the environment that signals a reward, which is like a change in state, which is a spike of dopamine. So then you do the activity, you get the spike of dopamine, and your brain becomes wired to do that again and again and again, right? So the problem with the human mind, the human brain, is that it is an ancient technology, right? Our brain is basically the same brain that our ancestors had 100,000 years ago. And 100,000 years ago, going for that instant gratification was actually beneficial for them, because they didn't know where their next meal was coming from. They didn't know if they'd survive tomorrow. They didn't know if they're going to be eaten by a tiger today. So it's just like, if you see some food, binge as much as you can. If you have some sex, just go have as much as you can, right? So that just fucks us up. That just messes us up, right? I'm not supposed to swear in these YouTube videos. That just messes us up because we get caught in the dopamine driven feedback loop that might make us feel good right now, but it doesn't serve us in the long term. And intellectually, we know that, right? We have the capacity for rational thought, for intellectual awareness, but intellectual awareness does not lead to behavioral expression, right? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. What you do is a definition of your values, right? Not what you think, not what you say, what you do every single day, right? So what is the solution to this? When the body is becoming the king, right? The body is supposed to be the slave of the mind, but it's become the king because you do what you feel like doing rather than what you know is right for you, right? So this is going to sound strange, but the number one thing really that has been the factor that changed everything for me, that has been the one habit that has really stacked on top of it, that I continue to engage in even more now, and has helped me even elevate further and continue to elevate, is that of listening to silence. Okay, I hesitate to use the word meditation because meditation has so many connotations and preconceived conceptions from people thinking that meditation is this, meditation is that. But really, if you just spend time listening to silence and observe what's going on between your ears without judgment, right? If you just shift from judgment to observation, if you shift from identification to observation, then you can that much more actually take back the power from your body, right? And make yourself do what you know is right for you, rather than get caught up in what you feel like doing, even though you know it's not the best thing for you, right? So it comes down to getting an awareness of your thoughts and realizing that, okay, right now, my thoughts are not even driven from me. They are driven from my emotions. They're driven from my feelings. And when I can stop acting through the lens of how I feel, and when I can start acting through the lens of who I seek to become, that is when everything changes, right? That is when you start making decisions based on the vision that you have for yourself rather than how you feel in the moment, right? Then you let your desired identity, right, that self-image blueprint, which is not who you are right now, but which is who you seek to become, right? First step, observe the thoughts, observe what's going on between your ears, observe how you feel. Don't identify with it, just don't judge it, right? Don't get caught up in that cycle of self-judgment and shame and guilt. Just observe what's going on, right? And this is very hard for a lot of people. It was definitely very hard for me when I got started, just like basically reducing any stimulus coming in, right? Nothing coming in. Wear an eye mask if you have to, put in some earplugs, put in some nature sounds, disconnect from everything coming in so that you can go inside, right? Without getting distracted from the outside, go inside, see what's going on. And that's going to help you break out of that loop of rumination, of thought chatter, of doing things that you feel like doing even though you're not supposed to do, right? And that's really when you put yourself in the space between stimulus and response, right? Like I told you, a habit is a dopamine driven feedback loop that starts with a trigger, that starts with a stimulus, right? And then that stimulus signals a change in reward. But if you can catch yourself before that, before you actually engage in the behavior, and you're like, okay, wait, I know that the stimulus is here, I know that this reward is being signaled, but what is in my best self-interest right now? What would my higher self do right now? What would the best version of myself do right now? And you're going to develop that muscle. Okay, it really is a muscle to build the ability to respond in your most empowered expression rather than react based on conditioning, right? If you do that, everything changes. And then once you begin disidentifying from your thoughts, shifting from judgment to observation, then it's like painting a picture of your ideal vision, right? Who you seek to become, who you are at the deepest level, for whom the desired behavior is a natural expression, right? And you get to the deepest level of identity level change, and then you become the type of person that doesn't bust nuts to pixels on the screen. You become the type of person that wakes up early in the morning. You become the type of person that doesn't eat sugar. You become the type of person that trains and actually takes care of his body, right? And that's very different than someone who's grinding and hustling and forcing himself and facing all of this resistance. Of course, there will be resistance in the beginning, but once you break through and really get to the level of habit whereby you are the one choosing your dopamine response, right? You are getting the dopamine from working out. You are getting the dopamine from creating rather than consuming. You're getting the dopamine from doing the right thing over the easy thing, and you are in control of your own reward circuitry in your brain, right? So of course, first and foremost is realizing that you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you're something beyond that. You are the witness, the eternal awareness that is always there, that is not part of the drama that's going on, right? The psychological drama. That's step number one. And then step number two is that, okay, now that I realize I'm the witness, what do I seek to witness, right? What do I seek to create, right? Who do I seek to become? And then choosing every moment to express who you seek to become, right? So it's definitely easier said than done for sure, right? But once you can begin actually developing that practice every single day of observing your thoughts, of listening to silence every single day, of building that muscle, right? Of putting yourself in the space between stimulus and response, right? Anytime a stimulus comes out, you catch yourself, you pause, you reflect, and then you choose what you want to do rather than react based on conditioning, okay? So I hope that this has been valuable for you. Most importantly, I hope you take action and you listen to silence every single day, okay? Every single day, take out 1 minute if you're not used to it, okay? Just start with 1 minute. It's about building the muscle. Get up to 5, get up to 10, get up to 20, get up to 30, get up to an hour, right? However much you want to do, just take out the stimulus, right? Take out the addiction to this distraction from the outside and go inwards, because all the answers that you ever need are within you, right over here. Focus on this area. Focus on getting inside and getting clear on who it is that you seek to become, what it is that you are here to do, because you do have a purpose, okay? You didn't come here for no reason. Like, the fact that you're alive right now, the fact that you're watching this is a miracle in itself, okay? Do not underestimate the reality of your own being. It's a coincidence, right? A coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous, because there's like hundreds or millions of sperm cells. Out of that, there was one that went inside and fertilized the egg and then created you out of nowhere. Like, it's insane when you think about it, okay? Because you are the chosen one. You are here to do something. You are here to, create yourself anew in the next golden moment of now, in the grandest version, in the greatest vision that you ever held about who you really are, right? So seize the moment, seize this opportunity. You are the one, and you are here to really create and create something that has never been created before, okay? So with that, I conclude this video. I hope that you take action. I hope that you got value, and I'll see you in the next one. Much love to you. Take care.